Him for his coming, for the start of the nation of Islam in this great city of Detroit. We thank him for the work that he did under disguise. Most of the people that saw him did not know who he was. We thank him for coming to Detroit, to Black Bottom Detroit. It's like that parable in the Bible that a man saw a field, but in that field was a pearl of great price. And he gave all that he had to acquire that field, because in that field was a pearl of great price. Black people of Detroit, black people of America, black people of the world, you are a very, very special people. And you would not think that you were so special that God would not send you a prophet, but that he would come himself to see after you, as it is written of him. That pearl of great price that he found here in Detroit is the Honorable Elijah Mohammed, his messenger Messiah, the exalted Christ.
We Detroit don't respect nobody, period. We are the architects of going to other people's cities and killing them and robbing them. And hey, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Gordy said this. This is what Gordy said in his book. He said Detroit, and see Kanye West is a sign of this too. He said this. He said Detroit and Chicago. He said you would never get a record deal. He said because Detroit makes and Chicago makes all Tupacs. He said Detroit and Chicago is a gangster making factory. That's all he made. My name is Brother Karl Mohammed, AlAmeen Mohammed. I was born and raised in Detroit. Yes, sir. That's right. Born and raised right here in Mecca by my mother, single parent. Schoolcraft in Detroit. That's a neighborhood. One day I was on the block. I was probably about 4 years old or something, maybe 5. And me, my partner, Big Rod, Anita, Karl and them, Jeff, we was down at their house. And they was having a discussion talking about God. We was little kids talking about God, man. And the guy who his name Big Rod, he lived next door, hindsight 2020, he lived next door to, Muslims. We didn't know they were, we thought they were Jehovah's Witness. And one day we was talking about God, man, and they was saying so many things about him. I went home, went to my grandma, I started asking her questions, a million questions about God, a million questions. And she did what that song said, basically be patient. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she truly, because I was asking a lot of questions about God because it had hit me so hard. And at the end of that, when she told me to be patient because I had so many questions, she gave me a Bible. All I said to myself was this. I said this out loud with the Bible in my hand. Big, huge Bible, too. I'm like 5 or 6. And I just said, God, whatever, whoever you are, whatever's going on, because they blew me away as a baby. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was going to enter the world. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Until it entered the world to a five-year-old little boy coming. What are you talking about? It's forever. And I said, whenever the end of the world comes, just have me in the right place. And I relaxed with that as a little child. That's the only way I found my peace. Nobody gave it to me. My grandmas, I guess, yeah, they was Christians, deep Christians. I went to Christianity. I went to church. Yes, yes, yes. But my mother, she wasn't. She was spiritual by heart. You know what I'm saying? She's just a beautiful woman. But my mother was a madam, a gangster, like a hustler, like the ultimate hustler, and loved with a beautiful heart. Whatever was going on, cause I didn't grow up. I didn't get polluted as a young guy. I didn't get polluted. I wasn't around a lot of negativity as much as, I mean, I was naive to it. I grew when I got older, and I got out into the game, and my mind started reflecting back and understanding what it was. You know what I'm saying? My father, he passed away. We was real tight. He died of an overdose of drugs. You know, but that's my heart. I love him to death, and I understood. Islam made me understand him more. But as a little boy whose father who was on drugs, who didn't see him a lot and be with him a lot, I loved him like I was with him every day, and I felt his love every minute of our little short time. I felt it, but I didn't understand it. But Islam made me understand that world that crushed him is on me now. When I say I was raised by God, I came into the teachings and learned about who God, the identity of God was, and it brought back that youth. It made me proud of myself, but it wasn't me proud of myself. It made me understand my own heart that came after my mothers and fathers, and it made me happy of myself that I wasn't a bad child and disrespectful to my mother or my father. So when the minister was teaching us how to have a relationship with your mother and father, it just made it even. It made I love you easier to say when it was just in my heart. You know, I love you, man, like that. But I never knew how to hug even. What's up, man? What's up, pops? Like that. I just be like, you know, I just able to enjoy the moments more with both, really. Yes. When I got 17, 18, 16, 17, I was working at McDonald's. I rose up to become a manager, swing manager. I got my brothers hired. I got people hired in. I was working. I was finally making some money because my mother was a single mother. And so we didn't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? We shared clothes, all that type of stuff. We didn't. So, but she kept the lights and gas on. But when I started working, I was working real hard. And then one day I was working, and this guy, man, this dope man came, he came to my line, right? He had this big old rope necklace on, right? So I'm moving, I'm taking care of business. I see the necklace, I'm like, I need to talk. So I'm like, nah, I'm trying to make sure he good. So now he ordered his little Big Mac and French fries. And then I'm like, and then Ice Cube and it was out. And I remember they had said something, I need to be down with you, homie, or something like that. So I said that to him, man, I need to be down with you, homie. So he gave me his number. So I put the number in my pocket. And when I went home, I mean, I don't even know this guy, he stayed on my mind. So I got home, I called him and beeped him. And as I was calling and beeping him, my cousin, her name Vonnie, she was asking, I was telling her I was gonna get down, like, you know, back then it was called get down. I'm about to be rolling, like that. So I said, I'm about to roll with this guy. He came in, I was telling her how he came into the restaurant, McDonald's, with this necklace on. So she said, no, they call me Poopy. No, Poopy, I got somebody. And she called this guy that was their cousin, and he came and picked me up. He came and pulled up in an Audi, nice car, looking just like this other guy. I was like, yes. So then I'm like, so he like, you want to get on? I'm like, yeah, man, yeah. And I've been working good, but I'm like, yeah, like that, right? And so then he was like, all right, I'm gonna hook you up with my brother now. So I was like, okay, cool, that's what's up. So I'm calling him, but he don't call me back. So I'm going back and forth to work, and I'm walking down the street, and I see my homeboy. His name Ish. He was 18, but you know back then, you know, he was looking. We feel like we was grown anyway. So but now I'm just flashing back. And so I'm walking down the street, coming from McDonald's, and he say, Karl, come here. I come up there. He say, you want to get paid? I'm like, what? So he had this girl, her name Trinier, stayed on Coyle. I'm off of Schoolcraft. He said, Trinier, go get that bag, go get that bag. So I'm just standing, I got the whole McDonald's uniform on, standing there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, what's up? She come out, he opened the bag up, man, it's a bag full of money. You wanna get paid? I was like, hell yeah! Hell yeah, what's up? Like that, that's how it was. So after that, I got to calling him. Now neither one of these cats ain't calling back, right? I'm beeping these guys. I'm like, man, my mind messed up, right? And so finally, he go ahead and get at me, and he come pick me up, and he take me to what they call, these young guys call now a trap. But back when we was coming, they call them a spot. That's a crack house, a drug house, weed house, whatever y'all selling, that's a illegal house. So he came and got me, put me up in the spot. I walk up in the house, it's nasty as hell. There ain't nothing in there, it's just a couch, a table, and a dude looking like me and you sitting there with a t-shirt on. This my new, like your bunkie. You know what I'm saying? Like you in a joint with the army somewhere. I don't know, you locked up, this your bunkie. I'm in my spot with this guy, like, what's up, homeboy? I'm brand new, I'm 17. And so right there, Ellsworth was right there. And we started hustling right there, man, making a lot of money. We got tops. What do you mean? A couple of dollars off. So if you sell a pack for $12, you get to keep the 2. And the $10 go to the guy. So man, we making like just you selling like anywhere $8, $7, $8, $9,000 a day. Crack. You said the Reagan area. You already know what time it is. $200 to $300 a day from off of the $2 I make. So I'm making that. So that's $3. Now mind my McDonald's, I'm probably making about $400 or $300 every week. Now I'm making $300, $200, $250, $400 a day, and then at the end of the week, the guy we're working with giving us $500. So you just for low sake, just say 300, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That's $2,000 a week at 16, 17, and I just put it up because I didn't know what to do with it. I saved so much money at home in my mama's basement. You know what I'm saying? I got like $15,000, and the newest guy in the crew. I got more money than all the OGs already. They tripping. I bought a big old rope like that guy I told you about who came to McDonald's. The Zach one I ate there, I bought a probably bigger. So I bought that. So I said all that to say this, that the guys that I was working with, they loved the way I handled my business so much. They elevated me up to become a street lieutenant. Only because every time you give me 1,000, I give you 1,000 back. The other guys, here you go, boss. Here you go. Here go 780. Take down my check Thursday. Like I ain't never have an excuse. So they seen my sincerity as a young G and moved me up, and all my soldiers that I started off with started hating me. So I learned hating stuff innocent. That's one thing about Detroit. It's a respect thing all through Detroit. You can go any. It's like Atlanta and Detroit similar as far as our grammar might be different, but our DNA, because you see where the messenger comes from. Look at that right there. Our DNA is the same because we're allowed to move through our city without, you can't blue, the hood blue, you can't wear blue over here. You can't wear red. We able to move freely on a respect thing. As I'm catching on, this is a dirty game. People will kill you and rob you. Like I'm catching on because I'm getting in the middle of things, but not knowing the night. Like a girl's, they friend stole the guy I work for gun. Nah, they live in to this day, PA, Pearson Avenue. To this day, that hood is gangster, you know, guerrilla. So they take our guns from our man. We go over there, get our guns back. They tell us it's over there. Point at the house. We go knock on the door. Knock. Like, yo, what's up, man? My man come to the door. He young guy, he built like Lou Ferrigno. You know what's happening? Hey, man, got the girl in our car. She stole our gun from my man. She said it's over here. We need our gun back. Dude looking at us like this. Like looking at, and it's probably about 6 more guys in the house. You know what I'm saying? He looking like, hey man, hey, get these guys their gun. You know what I'm saying? He come, but he gives our gun. Understand? We standing there like, what's happening? Run that. Now this guy is really hindsight 2020. This a guy. His name Terry Stuckey. Like, whoa, I was in a death trap. You see what I'm saying? And so I made it through silly stuff like that before I got a chance to get insight from the nation. You talking 18? I catch my first drug case. You see what I'm saying? So I don't bump into Islam then. I bump into Islam at 21. So 18, I go into the prison system at 18. Never been in trouble in my life from 0 to 18. No, I went to serve up. Well, this particular time, I had got me a car and I had some drugs in it with me, and I was across Oakland County over there at one of their hotels, spend the night there, leaving out. They pulled me over, took me down, found some drugs in the car. Now I'm in, I got $10,000 bond. Mama got put up the house. I ain't never in trouble in my life. And so long story short, I don't get probation. These white boys send me straight to prison, man. A year in prison, man. Brand new, ain't never been in trouble in my life, brother. You know, man, oh, man. You know how, that's like throwing somebody out of cold water dead into hot water. Like, that's how it was a dramatic change. And I'm still innocent, but catching on. Now I'm in prison with this naiveness, but catching on, and I bump into guys in there that I knew from the world. I didn't know you went to prison. I didn't know. I'm bumping into them like, what's up, boy? So they start teaching me the trickery of our own people. Backstab was how people think, plotting on you. I'm like, people plotting on you? What you mean plotting? Like, man, I'm learning this stuff. I'm 18, catching on to learning the stuff of our own people, how people are this and that. And that's my boy Eastside Cheeks. I had to put you in. He taught me the game. He taught me it, and I learned it. I learned the game, and that's when now that hardcoreness starts setting up in your heart, brother. Yeah, when that starts setting up in your heart right there, man, now you dealing with a heart that's turning hard, man. The hardest thing, once you turn somebody's heart harden somebody's heart, the hardest thing is to unharden it. You know what I'm saying? And the second hardest thing was my final call selling papers. You know what I'm saying? I sell it because it's the best thing I ever had in my life. I sell it and get the money. But man, that was the hardest dollar to get based on coming from drugs to paper. The paper just helped me deal, talk. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Man, I know what's going on in the world. Like, there was a Michael Jackson paper, you know what I'm saying? Man, they got Mike in here, you know, you just start talking about the paper, things of that nature, and they be looking, really, you selling it. No, I found it through my auntie, her name Amanika. She, it was her and a friend of mine, her name Rhonda. Both of them turned me on to it. Rhonda, she, street girl, she turned on to Islam, and she was tripping one day, and she came telling me about Islam and God, a man, and all this. And man, I was tripping. And I went home. Same thing when I was a little boy. I went home, but I was grown now. I'm like 20 at this time. A year later, came back to me. She told me all this stuff about God and man and all this stuff and this. And I just went home. I said the same thing. I said, God, if what she's saying real, you know what I'm saying, it'll come back and get me. And then it came back. I was fighting drug cases. I had a drug case, I had a federal case and a drug case. And I just was, man, I was drinking, I was stressed out. I already went to jail, prison already. And that Jesus shit didn't work. And then I called my auntie because she had switched over to Islam. And she sent me to the mosque, bro. And I went to the mosque and I heard Minister David, named now Dawood Mohammed. The minister gave him his name. And brother, he was spitting some stuff and talking about this Jesus, this white man, and man, it was the realest thing I ever heard in my life. And I said to myself these words. I say, and as I'm saying these words, he's saying them. And we both saying it at the same time. I'm saying it in my head. Because he's seeing me sitting there laughing like, this man tripping. I mean, he was spitting, talking about this old spooky God, man. You ain't never heard a black person, you too scared to talk about Jesus the way he was talking about it. Like, somebody gonna strike this dude down. Man, he said these words. And both of us said it. I said, either this man is crazy, and he said, either I am crazy, or I said, or he know God. And he said, or I know God. I said, whoa. Whoa. And ever since then, man, I just been following. Farrakhan's in me, messenger in me, Master Mohammed in me is deeper than nigga. So you scratch me first, a nigga might come up and on the stage I'm in. But I'm OG now. You scratch me now, God in me. You see what I'm saying? That's there. So when you dealing with people from that godly spirit and they start swinging axes at you, and then you seeing God on the offense. See, that scare people. Seeing God on the offense. You always seeing God on the defense. I'm from the highways and byways for real in Detroit. I ain't talking about Atlanta, Chicago. I'm talking about right here. This base right here, y'all can't come and try that old. You ain't running y'all ain't the messenger out of here. Yeah, we ain't running no more. Ain't no, we running the hypocrites about here. That's what we on, and we strong enough to do it. Minister Daoud, Captain Majid, Rasul, man, the greatest minister. Teaching, man, he's ain't nobody like him in Daoud, man. Or and Majid as a captain, man, man, he taught you how to deal with the struggle, deal with raising your family. You know what I'm saying? Deal with, hard times. That's what he installed in you, and he gave you time to, you grew into that. And so next thing you know, you able to, maneuver through life's struggles and challenges. And I thank him for that, man. I thank him, Majid, I thank Rasul, and I thank Daoud, man. And yes, sir. Legacy line to be continued. Yes, sir.